Hello there, White Sox fans. As we inch closer and closer to opening day, I thought I had a good idea that, last year I predicted the White Sox opening day roster, but I did it kind of late in the spring, and that was almost cheating. There weren't too many questions left. I thought it'd be fun if I did it a little bit earlier, a little further away from the actual opening day, because then I'd be wrong. And it's always kind of fun to be wrong and then be proven right or wrong later. And then I look around and every Major League Baseball team already did that themselves on their own homepage. I didn't look at the White Sox one, so I'm still going forward with it. It was my idea first, but they executed first. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look, because like I said, we've done this in the past. We did it for opening day and the playoff roster. And so it's kind of neat to look back as we see how it has changed or stayed the same. I put some of the automatic, the no-doubters already in. And actually, on that note, Liam Hendricks is definitely a no doubt about it as well. But, Yasmani, Abreu, T.A., Moncada, and Luis. Even though Luis missed a lot of last year, he was there opening day. Aloy, very happy to see, is not going to be Leury Garcia out in left field. It's going to be our boy Aloy. And here, as opposed to consistency, we have a revolving door over at second base. Ever since Nick Madrigal went down with injury, we picked up Cesar Hernandez, and now we picked up Josh Harrison to take over at second base, at least for the short term. So I will be talking some spring training news in addition to just filling this out. In weekly video updates, we'll be coming back, White Sox news updates, pretty soon. But for now, I'll just mention that Andrew Vaughn made a nice diving play out in right field, landed awkwardly on his hip. It's going to be a minor issue. I don't know if he's going to be ready to start the season. He's apparently going to be out for 2 weeks. I'm guessing he might miss opening day and will be very, very temporarily on the injured list, working his way back. And also something that tells me that's going to be the case is the fact that the White Sox went out and picked up 2 more outfielders, smaller depth piece type options, and I think I might pencil in one of those options to our opening day roster, and so that will be in the person of Adam Hazley. The second time we've had an Adam opening in right field. Hopefully he does better than Adam Eaton last year. So to make room for Adam Hazley, it's going to take me a second to remember his name. The White Sox had to make room for him on the 40-man roster by DFAing Blake Rutherford. So Blake Rutherford, for the time being at least, is no longer on the White Sox team. Anybody could make a waiver claim on him right now, which is too bad that it didn't quite work out. Blake Rutherford was, of course, picked up from the Yankees in the trade that sent Todd Frazier and David Robertson to the Yankees. So the Yankees definitely won that trade overall, as they got any amount of production because the White Sox didn't get anything out of the minor leaguers they picked up. So I'm going to add in Hazley here. Let's learn how to spell Adam Hazley's last name together. Hasley. Like Rutherford, Hazley was a first-round pick that just hasn't fully reached his potential. Hopefully that will happen on the south side of Chicago, and then we got something for very little. The White Sox did trade away a starting pitcher in the minor leagues. Can't even remember his name off the top of my head for us. So the White Sox took a very small chance to pick up Adam Hazley, and if nothing else, it's going to be depth that we're thankful for at the beginning. Hopefully we won't need to worry about it overall. Of course, Gavin Sheets is our DH. So the other option, of course, is Garcia getting the start to right, I would say. And once more, Collins as our backup catcher. 4th outfielder. Now, this is kind of an exciting one. It's an interesting one. In addition to Adam Hazley, they also picked up Mark Payton, who, if he works out, that'd be really cool because he is a Chicago native. A guy who played, with the Yankees. He's been connected to a couple of different teams. Hasn't really had any success at the Major League level so far. He has been technically drafted, whether it's the Rule 5 draft or the amateur player draft, drafted by the Twins, Indians, Yankees, back when they're the Indians, A's, and Reds. I don't know how many players have been drafted by more organizations. That in alone is kind of impressive. The interesting thing about Adam Hazley is that he's got 2 minor league options remaining. So if it doesn't work out with the White Sox, he would have to go through waivers in order to get reassigned to the minor leagues. So we'll see what happens. I think Hazley has the higher ceiling right now, so I'm putting him out there. A guy that has come and gone with the White Sox and then come back is Luis Alexander Basabe. And he came to the White Sox, I believe, in the same trade that brought Yoan Moncada and Michael Kopech to the White Sox from the Boston Red Sox. The White Sox basically ran out of roster space for him in 2020, and I was a little surprised because he was a highly touted prospect. He played in the Futures game one year, made an outstanding play out in right field. I thought he was going to be a piece of the White Sox in the future. Well, we kind of ran out of space for him, and he was picked up by the Giants. He got some playing time in San Francisco last year, or in 2020. In 9 games, he batted 143, no extra base hits. So he didn't really get much of an opportunity. I'm going to pencil him in. I'm going to look at the stats as well. So I could change some of these, but right now I'm going to put him in as our 4th outfielder option. And of course, once Vaughn comes back off the injured list, one of these guys is going to get squeezed out. I'm going to make all my guesses without looking at the stats so far. I don't know. Do I say Danny Mendick? I guess I will. I was a little tempted to say, hey, does Mercedes make it in? Does he sneak back onto the Major League squad? I wanted to be very positive and say yes to that, but he broke his hand about a week ago, so he's going to be out for about a month and a half. Hopefully he's able to work his way back from that. So looking ahead, going into the pitching section, of course, we've got the big 3 of Giolito, Lynn, and Cease. I'm going to go ahead and already promote Kopech into the number 4 spot. Doesn't really matter. We just need to pick out what our top 5 are. Dallas Keuchel, in addition to being very highly paid, he does have a good track record. And this spring, I've been impressed by him. I did see both times he pitched. I think he's only pitched 2 games so far. The first game, he gave up some runs, but his pitches had so much movement on them. He was having a tough time locating them. But the fact that he was able to throw so many pitches, and they really had a lot of life on him in his first outing in Arizona, looked really positive to me. And then last time out, he looked very, I don't want to ever say dominant with Keuchel because he's not a dominant pitcher by nature, but he was looking really good. He's a veteran. Hopefully he's able to observe what went wrong with his season last year. For all we know, there was some injury that he wasn't telling anybody about, which unprofessional. If you have an injury, let the training staff know, hit the IL, let us take care of it. But maybe there was something like that we didn't know about, which led to him not having a good year. I'd say, if nothing else, he gets the first shot of retaining his starting job. I'm pretty sure I've heard that he's open to playing in any role he can get, whether it's in the bullpen or his starting job. I'd say he gets a starting job to begin with, and then we'll take it start by start, case by case, and hopefully he holds on to it, but we shall see. He'll have a fairly short leash, I think, because Ronaldo Lopez looked really good to end the year last year. I think he will become that first guy to step into the spot if Keuchel can't hold down the number 5 spot. Looking further into the bullpen, we had Hoyer, we had Tepera. Well, now we have Graveman, and I'm excited to see what he will bring to the table. I think we still give Matt Foster a chance. He had a kind of an off year last year, but I believe he would get another chance. Garrett Crochet, of course. I think Aaron Bummer is healthy, so we'd still keep him. And I got to check on Ruiz. I haven't heard much about him, but he had a very solid year last year. Unspectacular, but absolutely solid. Let me see if I'm forgetting anybody that's right in front of me here. Of course, Evan Marshall is out with Tommy John surgery. And Joe Kelly would normally have one of these spots, and he is going to start on the injured list with a bicep strain. So, well, I'm going to stop even trying to guess, and let's start taking a look at some stats. So yeah, Keuchel just has those 2 outings, and of course one was great, one was not, and that averages out to about a 4.05 ERA. Oh, how did I forget another one of our pickups, Vince Velasquez, and another option for picking up a spot start here or there. So Velasquez, and I think I was maybe a little harsh to begin with. I was fine with the White Sox picking him up, but I was really thinking that it was going to be on a minor league deal, that he was going to be a depth option, not on the major league team. And as we see, I mean, it's spring training numbers. Oh, how did I forget Kimbrel? Somehow I missed out on Craig Kimbrel. So who am I bumping? Am I bumping Matt Foster? Or is it Velasquez? If you didn't know, the rosters are expanded for the beginning of the season, and that's because it was a shorter than normal spring training. So instead of teams having 26 roster spots, they'll have 28 for the first couple of weeks of the season. And I believe teams can use that in any way they want. Considering the White Sox do have some question marks around their starting pitching, that being, is Keuchel going to be effective? And exactly how ready to go is Michael Kopech going to be? And the White Sox will be very, very careful with Kopech, a guy who has had Tommy John surgery in the past. They're not going to push him, and they shouldn't push him. So we will need some extra innings from the bullpen, especially to begin the season as Kopech is gaining his strength. I think it'd be fun to try to pick another additional offensive position player, but I think the White Sox will most likely use both of their extra guys as bullpen arms. The big question is that once rosters contract back down to 26 players, who gets bounced? So as we see, Matt Foster is pitching. Aaron Bummer is healthy and pitching. I love to see that. Very happy to see that. Oh yeah, and let's see about Ruiz. Oh yeah, there's Ruiz. He's pitched 3 games as well. Ryan Burr, is he the guy? Maybe he's the guy. And yes, Can't ignore Craig Kimbrell, 1 appearance, ERA of 54, just 2/3 of an inning. It's spring training. It's his first outing of the year. I really am not putting any stock into that. We know what his upside can be. I don't want to bank on it. And unfortunately, as you see, we already have a really good bullpen, even without him being part of it. I am going to take a swing and say that Bennett Souza will get the final roster spot. He is on the White Sox 40-man roster already. Yes, the White Sox did go out and pick up some depth on the pitching side when they grabbed Yohan Abar off waivers from the Yankees. But, Bennett Souza, he's been with the White Sox for a while. He was a 10th round pick back in 2018. Worked his way up to AAA last year. Always working out of the bullpen. I say he's our guy. So let's see if we can root for Bennett Souza to make the opening day roster. We have Hendricks, Lopez, Graveman, Foster, Crochet, Bummer, Ruiz, Kimbrell, Velasquez, and Souza. And in fairly short order, Kelly is going to come back and 2 more spots will have to go away. So 3 people will come off of this list within the first month of the season. And really, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's take a look. Oh, and I should just update up here because I do think Vaughn will miss a couple of days. So I don't know. They haven't officially put him on the injured list yet, but they might put him on the IL retroactive to some so that he can come back, hopefully within the first week of the season. So let's see what Scott, I'm guessing it's Scott Merkin that wrote this. Yep, Scott Merkin. What does he say for the opening day roster? Okay, he's putting Sebi Zavala as a possibility. Last year, the White Sox did kind of go with three catchers to open the season. If you count Mercedes as a catcher, he didn't get very much time behind the plate. First base, Abreu, expected. Second base, Harrison. TA, Moncada, no surprises here, of course. DH also has Sheets with possibilities. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I was going to put Miker Adolfo in as a bench piece. So since Hazley has minor league options, I'm going to put Adolfo in here. He's had a fairly good spring. We'll take a look at his stats in a second here. But yeah, Jake Berger, man, he's awesome. With players numbers 27 and 28, if they go with 1 position player and 1 offensive player, I really hope Jake Berger makes it. I mean, in general, I'm a big fan. I might even take him over Danny Mendick. You know what? We have Leury Garcia in. I'm bouncing Mendick. I'm putting in Berger. Okay, outfield, Luis, Aloy, Vaughn, Engel. I didn't put Engel anywhere. Our team is too good. There's too many good players. All right, so now I guess I am bouncing Basabi as well. And I don't really know. Engel would start as opposed to Adolfo. And by the way, somebody that was optioned down, which is not a surprise, Yoelqui Cespedes. What an awesome spring he had. He is as advertised. He showed the potential I was hoping that he was going to show. So that was really a lot of fun. Utility. Okay, so Merkin is picking Garcia and Mendick, whereas I am picking Garcia and Berger. Starting pitchers, Giolito, Lynn, Cease, Kopech, Keuchel, no surprise there. Possibilities, Lambert, who was since sent down, and Cade McClure. In the bullpen, he's got Hendricks, Graveman, Bummer, Crochet, Kimbrell, Velasquez, Lopez, Ruiz. He does pick Ryan Burr and Brendan Finnegan. I think it's kind of fun to try to pick an outside shot type of guy. I went Bennett Souza, he went Brandon Finnegan. For me, it was almost a coin toss with Kyle Crick or not. Matt Foster not making the team is a little bit of a shot. It's a chance, it's a risk he's taking, but it's also possible. Anderson Severino, and he's got, of course, Kelly. I don't know why he even mentions him as a possibility. If he was not injured, he would be in. And as I mentioned, I do want to take a really quick look at some of the stats in progress. TA is tearing the cover off the ball, as expected. 375 batting average across 8 games. Aloy, wow, his power has come out strong. Almost 1,200 on base plus slugging. Yohan going a little bit slow right now to start off. Luis also big power numbers. He had a 2-home run game against the Dodgers over the weekend. That reminds me, I have a poll up here. If you go to the channel page and then click on the community tab, you will see the poll question: who will take the next big step in their development? And there's some big names on there, which seems odd. I have Yoan Moncada on there, and he has shown some high-end potential already, except he's kind of come back to earth here or there. I mean, he still had a great year last year. One of the few White Sox last year with an on-base plus slugging over 800, and he led the team in on-base percentage. So definitely he's already been a quality player, but will he take it to that next level? Will he make his first All-Star game? Similarly, I have Eloy Jimenez on there because he has also shown flashes of his potential, but he's been a very streaky hitter. He's had slumps, and he has been on fire. Can he find a way to level that out? A couple other names on there. Gavin Sheets, obviously he's still developing. Andrew Vaughn, same thing. He's got more reps under his belt, but he's definitely a still developing player, and he's been really an impressive player to watch. Be thrust into a whole bunch of different defensive places. Can he find all-star caliber production with the bat over the course of a season? We'll see on this. So getting back to the stats from the spring, Ulecky Cespedes, 263 average, on-base plus slugging, almost 900 for a guy seeing his first ever major league spring training. Very, very impressed with Ulecky Cespedes. Jake Berger, on-base plus slugging, well over 800. He had a little twisted ankle issue earlier in the spring, but he's overall having a good spring. And we scroll down, and I mentioned Mike Rodolfo is having a good spring. He merits breaking camp with the team, making this opening day roster. A 467 average, nearly 1,500 on base plus slugging, having one of the best springs. And of course, Andrew Vaughn, as you see here, was also just absolutely killing it before going down with injury. 467 average, about 1,200 on base plus slugging. Let me know, what do you agree or disagree with when it comes to predicting the opening day roster? I always love to be wrong. I love differences of opinion. Let me know a change that you would make. If you had one or two changes that you would make to this roster, what would they be? I'll catch you on the next video. We will do more live streams coming up. Till I see you next, play ball, go Sox.